Mr. Yost here, coming to you from Penang, Malaysia, sitting out on my balcony, and I'm having a great time grading all your wonderful papers on about yourself and the 5 words that you've chosen and the summer activities. And thank you for being such a great class and sharing so many wonderful personal things with me. Did want to catch up with a couple things with you. Want to remind you that this exercise this week about questionnaires is one that will take you a couple weeks to complete. You do have partners in this exercise, and I want to make sure that you all understand that each of you need to interview 5 people with all of the questions, and then you gather together with your partners and you publish your results on the wiki. Make sure you discipline your time. I know some of you have been gone this weekend because of either school activities or because of holidays in your area, but you are still responsible for making sure that all your work gets done at an appropriate time. One of the questions on the exam I kind of threw out because it was a little confusing, but I did want to address that very quickly with you. When you look at the subfields of psychology, you're looking at ways that you practice psychology, and every one of those fields can have all of the different kinds of psychological perspectives, whether it's humanism or whether it's behaviorism or whether it's psychoanalytic or cognitive. So to say a developmental psychologist, that is an applied or could be even research in its orientation, but it's a subfield of vocation almost. And then to ascribe a perspective like behaviorism is how we identify the practitioner of the behaviorism inside the field of developmental psychology. Some of you confuse that on the little test that you took or quiz that you took. And then when it came to that one question, I believe it was question number 2, where it asked about somebody doing research, the key word in there was research. Now, you can be a developmental psychologist, an educational psychologist, and have only an applied perspective, which means that you're really not interested in research. You're interested in helping people or solve problems. But you can also be an educational psychologist and be interested in experimental research. Being an experimental psychologist can be in any of the subfields, if you will. It's not a field just by itself. So the delineation was for you to see the word research, have your ears perk up, so to speak, and look at the idea of experimental, and then that became the answer for you in that question. That's a test-taking tip. Sometimes we tend to complicate questions. Look for keywords, hone in on those keywords, and then you'll be able to discover your answer. One of the other questions, we really didn't delineate between subjective or objective introspection. Frankly, the whole concept of introspection to me is very subjective, asking people how they feel or doing those kinds of things. And introspection is indeed looking inside yourself. And of course, for structuralism, the idea was for them to find the structure, more importantly than identify the behavior, which was in functionalism. So, a couple words for you. Keep your hands to that virtual plow. Don't get behind. Keep pressing on. If you've got questions, feel free to address them to me in either the personal thread or personal topic, if it's of personal nature, or in the general I have a question. Hope you enjoy your activity with the questionnaires. You're doing a great job. Keep up the good work.